Hi everyone, this is Jared Lantern, and I'm here with the fourth installment of the haunt build for this year. So I'm going to be taking you through a couple of the indoor portions of the haunt, the ones that are mostly finished anyway. This is basically when they enter, and this will be a little kind of entrance hall. We do an entrance hall like this every year. This one's going to be a little bit different. As you can see, it's not much. It's basically just going to be walls on either side of them, at least partial walls, and the rest of it's going to be just suspended plastic from string attached to the walls. So anywhere where you see like normal looking decorations is basically where the plastic is going to be covered. And so and the reason why there's not too much else going on in terms of Halloween decor, props, and stuff is because we're going to be keeping it pretty simple this year. This is going to be more technically visual, I guess you could say. It's going to be more low-lying fog and laser lights, maybe some strobe lights too, and possibly also the perfect storm light and sound effect that we usually do in this area as well. So they'll basically walk down here, and then they will be able to see kind of what you see up above you. This is going to be, and you can see the sign there. That's going to be the Oddities exhibit. So let's go ahead and take a closer look at that. So this is our Oddities sign that we're having. This is, again, we're doing a carnival theme, and old school carnivals that will sometimes have like Oddities exhibits accompanying them. So we have our sign here. It says Oddities and Curiosities. Kind of did a lot of Google research on Oddities exhibits, and once I got past looking at some of the really truly creepy things that were a little disturbing, I was able to get a feel for what they look like, especially the signage. And so I really like the font here. We kind of mimic that font. This was a sign made from completely scrap wood and some chains. So you see the chain holds the arrow, and then more chain at the top to hang the sign. The sign's going to be suspended from up there, kind of directing the people as to where to go. And this will be our little Oddities exhibit right here. So basically just a bunch of creepy little items that we have gathered and collected and stuff that we already had. First thing I want to show you was I love this prop. I mean, it's so simple, it's so small, but I love this prop, and it's the eight-legged, the skeleton spider. And I want to definitely have a spotlight on him because it's just really cool. And we have this, it's not really spider web, it's like kind of like creepy cloth, but it also kind of works as a spider web. And in fact, you can see there's some spiders connected to it. I think it's a really cool effect, and it kind of does a really good job of framing the entire Oddities table here. So taking a closer look, we have, this is the skeleton frog, and this is something that I had framed quite a long time ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. So that'll be in there. The monkey skeleton that I picked up last year, I just did a little corpsing effect on it, a really quick corpse and paint effect on it. I kind of like the way it looks lying down. I'm still considering having it standing upright. Not sure if that's going to make it look kind of awkward or silly. So I kind of like the way it looks lying down on the table. This is the decapitated vampire bride head. Another prop I picked up a while back, and she's in a large glass jar. And another large glass jar item is the little conjoined twins. It's gonna get a little dark here, folks. but it is also placed in a jar. And to get that dark kind of liquid effect, to make it kind of look like an aged liquid that it's in, I actually used apple cider vinegar, which is kind of strange, but I did a Google search on that as well. And it said that not only will it stay pretty much forever, because apple cider vinegar never goes bad, as long as it's sealed, you'll never smell anything. So we're good there. These are just little accent pieces here, like this horn skull, some kind of like tall black candles. And we just have these black tea lights, LED tea lights, instead of actually lighting the candles. So this is, everything is going to be labeled for the haunt. We're going to be calling this a embalmed, the youngest embalmed set of twin children. So yeah, back there. Now, while a large frog isn't necessarily all that odd, I will be adding something to that, and you'll probably see that in the walkthrough. So some other pieces back there, we just have like the creepy, I really don't know what that skeleton is supposed to be. I just thought it looked really creepy. The chattering teeth, it may be a little cheesy, but this is something that has actually been in every single one of my haunts since I bought it about, I don't know, 6 or 7 years ago. So it always has to find a place no matter what. There is the plasma skull from Target this year. We have a head in a jar. That's just a plastic jar. And this lamp right there, and it's gonna have an orange flicker bulb in there. And it may not be enough to light up the entire table, but we want it to be dark for sure. But each item is gonna have like its own little flickering tea light to light it up. Coming over here, the little monster prop that I had reviewed earlier this year, and he's sitting there in his cage. To the right is the corpse skeleton that I did the corpsing effect for last year. And that's about it for the Oddities exhibit. Now we're going to go ahead and transfer over to the Freakshow. So I had tossed around in my head a few ideas of how I wanted to do the Freakshow. I was originally going to do a typical type of haunt maze setup where, you know, I would have the room kind of partitioned off with walls, and then have like a different quote-unquote freak in each section. So props mixed up with live actors. But I went ahead and went with kind of like a stage effect to do more like a classic kind of freak show thing. So I had built this very quick, cheap makeshift stage that the two larger props are sitting on. And it's basically just a large piece of plywood with 4 legs. So basically like a large, cheap coffee table. And then I just suspended some plastic, it's actually table skirts, but it has like that cool ruffle effect that looks like it could be curtains. So I just did 3 of those, and they just kind of overlap each other to give like the background effect of the stage. So for the props that I currently have 3 of the 4 freak show props currently set out. This is going to be the girl with 3 legs. As you can see, obviously it's the empty soul girl on the swing. And what I did was just add some legs that I made. They're just, my wife had the idea to buy some leggings from the dollar store, stuff those, and then do some makeshift little sandal-looking shoes for her. Put those under her body. So she didn't have legs. Obviously, the prop itself doesn't have legs at all. So we have her sitting on a chair, and there you go. You have the 3-legged girl. The rope that she holds to hang onto the swing actually gives a good effect. It looks like she's kind of like tied against her will to be in the freak show. But so we're gonna still have to maneuver her a little bit to make it look a little more realistic. So the Blood Brothers, which will be called the 2-headed monster inside the freak show, they are part of the freak show, and they are on the stage behind her. And next to it is the moving eye Cyclops mask. Now, if the body looks familiar to you, that is actually the mad scientist or the evil scientist from Spirit Halloween from back in, what, 2013, I think? 2014, something like that. So what happened was he began to malfunction. His waist no longer moved. His head moved, it worked perfectly. So I actually made a deal with a fellow YouTube haunter. He decided to purchase just the head. I kept the body, thinking I could use it for something else in the future. And lo and behold, here we are. He is now the body of the Cyclops. So we are going to have an actor sitting there, her character, in front of Cyclops. And then over here in this corner, we're going to have an actor coming out to scare the people as they walk past. So they're kind of turn the corner, and then in that door, head into the next scene. So that is the Freak Show. The other prop that I do not have set up is going to be the werewolf dad prop from Grandin Road. So he's going to be kind of like the half man, half wolf, you know, kind of character. So that is it for the Oddities and the Freak Show section of the haunt. And then, so this is what they will see before they hit the actual carnival area of the haunt. But I'm pretty happy with how this is coming out so far. I think once we get all the plastic up and all the lighting out, I think it'll look pretty cool. So that is about it. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you're seeing, please like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, keep it creepy.